How long does the foreclosure process take, especially here in California? In this video, I'm going to talk about the exact timeline of the foreclosure process and what you can do to save your home. Hi there, Nguyen here from the Conscious Realty. Hey, thanks for being here with me today. And would you do me a favor, if you find this video to be helpful and to be of value to you, would you click on the like button and also be sure to click on the subscribe button, because I get on every Thursday to just share information about real estate here on my channel. Let's get started. Foreclosure. Foreclosure can be a stressful time in people's life, right? And in this video, I want to talk about the timeline, exactly the timeline from the beginning to the end of when the bank can sell your home through the foreclosure process. And I think this is important. The reason why this is important is, yes, foreclosure can be a stressful time, and if you're informed exactly what is the timeline, it helps you make a better decision for you and your family. Let's talk about the foreclosure process here in California. Here in California, we have a thing called a non-judicial foreclosure process, which means that the bank doesn't need to require court action. The bank doesn't need to go in front of the judge to get permission to sell your home. So because it's a non-judicial foreclosure process, there's two things that that the bank has to do. So the first thing is, when you're behind on your mortgage, when you're late on your payment, each bank is different. They will determine when they're going to file the beginning stage. It's called an NOD, or a notice of default, and it looks something like this. This is in California, it looks something like this. So they file a notice of default, and once that notice of default is filed, then the countdown starts. Then the next thing is the bank, they have to wait at least 90 days to file the next thing. It's called the notice of trustee sale, and it looks something like this. Once the notice of trustee sale, then they can auction off your property in 21 days. So the whole timeline, the whole process from the beginning, once they file the notice of default, is at least 111 days. So 90 plus 21 days, 111 days is the fastest they can sell your home. So now let's talk about different options. So the first option is, when you receive the notice of default, you have up to 90 days to reinstate, to bring up the balance that you owe. Okay, so it's a reinstatement. Next thing is, a lot of people will, if they can't do that, then they will also looking at ways to sell the house before the bank auction off your home. So sometimes people will put the house on the market to sell it really quickly, and the benefit with that is also, you're able to sell your house, and if there's any equity, you're able to profit from your equities. And the last thing that's most important is you're saving your credit. You don't have a foreclosure on your credit. So quick recap from beginning to end is, here in California, again, the foreclosure process starts by the bank filing a notice of default. Okay, once that notice of default is filed, then the countdown starts. They have to wait 90 days after, then the bank will file a notice of trustee sale. Once the notice of trustee sale is filed, then they have the earliest they can sell the property is 21 days. So putting it all together, from the beginning, notice of default, to the end is roughly about 111 days. Okay, and so if you're thinking about maybe putting your house on the market and to sell your house quickly before the foreclosure process happens, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is below. I'd love to connect with you and your family and, get to know your situation and see how I can assist you guys to get your home sold to stop the foreclosure process. Nguyen here from The Conscious Realty. Thanks for being with me here today. Have a fabulous day.